this is Saturday night in New York City, then this must be the
People's Voice Cafe.
Thank you for coming. We are here tonight after an 18-month hiatus. We did have, I believe, was it 9 or 10 online shows? But we are back in the flesh, and we're going to get started right now. And before we start the program, Marilyn over here has a little bit of sadness to share with us.
I know we're all very happy to be back in person, and but this year has taken a very large toll on everybody. Some people were sick, some people weren't sick, but everybody's been suffering in this last year and a half. And I just wanted to take this opportunity to read a list of the people that we lost from the PVC community in this last year and a half. Some of them were lost from COVID, some it just was their time. And I want to read this. This includes performers, volunteers, and regular audience members. And if I've left anybody out, I'm sorry, maybe you can shout out. We lost Lois Morton, George Fulganiti Shakar from the Bright Morning Star, Norris Bennett, Ann Feeney, Clara Diaz Singer, Don Friedman, Toby Fagenson, John Picco, Jean Glickman, Alex Dotkin, Ann Green, Jay Bird, Isabel Goldstein, Bill Rothfog, Martin Swinger, and I just found out another person, Ula, and I don't remember her last name. Ula Barrett, who was a regular audience member.
We've all seen her in the wheelchair.
I just want to take another moment to mention people who were not part of our PVC community, but very important in the music world. John Prine, Charlie Pride, Trini Lopez, and I'm not sure if anybody else, but if there's anybody else who from our community that I've missed, if you just want to say the name.
Silver.
Yes.
Oh, I can't believe I didn't put her name down.
Bernie Silver.
I'm sorry. Okay. Anyway, now we're going to be happy.
We are in a new space, and I thought that you would like to know about this space. I asked my good friend, who is a poet and a storyteller, Diane Yates, to write me a poem about this space that we're in. And so she says, the Judson Memorial Church and Hall have a very storied existence. Hear my short tale. September brings us the beginnings of fall. Hooray for the Judson Memorial Church and Hall. John Craig designed the hall built in 1877. But it wasn't until 1888 that prayers could be sent to heaven. Pastor Edward Judson wanted to honor his dad by choosing a spot to reach all patrons around, to expand his congregation, the lost and the found. Yes, the place had its ups and downs, being bought and sold, which brought some frowns. But let's move ahead in the first renting situation. A medical dental clinic run by a woman doctor, one of the first in the nation. During the Depression, the church let homeless men sleep on the pews. Some folks were shocked at that piece of news. In the 50s and 60s, the church touted our civil rights. Preaching from the pulpit reached new heights. Past programs, Police Athletic League, HIV, and drug abusers. Local artists, dancers, music concerts, no losers. So here we are today, so full of passion and love, letting our efforts receive blessings from above. Hooray for the Judson Memorial Church Hall.
That of course, was our own Thelma and Thomas. for your performance come up now? Sit down. Tell me when this is on. I apologize for my physical condition. I've had spinal stenosis for a long time, but I've always been able to deal with it. Just recently, however, I ruptured one of the discs between two of my vertebrae, and I'm going to need surgery soon. And until that happens, I'm not going to be standing very much. I could stand for like 5 or 10 minutes at a time. So I'm going to be sitting down a lot, but other people are going to stand. We're going to have a great time tonight. We have I'm glad to see everybody here. We have a really diverse program. And before anything else, I want to thank people from Judson Memorial Church, particularly one of the church members, Martha Gottwald, and also the events manager from Judson Memorial Church, Jean Travis. And literally, without their support and without their diligence, we wouldn't be here tonight, and we might not be anywhere. The reason we're not at community church is not because we were evicted, we were not thrown out, they actually really loved us and supported us. However, the Community Church of New York is undergoing, or will be soon undergoing, extensive renovations, and there just wasn't a place for us while that happens. How long are we going to be here? Will we go back? Will we go somewhere else? We don't know. But we do know one thing. We are here for this season, and this is going to be a wonderful season indeed. I'm going to keep the introduction short. Pamela Agaloos is a wonderful singer. She's born in Chicago but grew up in the Philippines, returned to the United States and settled in New York City, and is a wonderful, wonderful exponent of all types of vocal music, not just from where you might imagine it, singing in English or Tagalog or perhaps Spanish, but also singing in Scots Gaelic and in Irish, among other things. I'm not sure what she's going to do tonight, but she's probably going to surprise us, but whatever it is, you're going to love it. Right now, let's hear it from Pamela.
Got it on my mics. Good evening. I am Filipino, and I am singing my first song. I'm learning it, so I'm not going to sing the whole thing. It's a lament, and I dedicate it to the people that we lost. I've also suffered some personal loss. It's from Scotland. It's an air called Hector the Hero, and it's being played at a session that I attend at 11th Street Bar. Tony DeMarco leads it, and he plays it every night along with his friend Isaac Alderson on uilleann pipes. So let me calm myself down first. Lamenting ye mountains of Roshire, your tears be the dew and the rain. Ye forests and strats, let the sobbing winds unburden your grief and pain. Lament him, ye warm-hearted clansmen, and mourn for a kinsman so true. The pride of the Highlands, the valiant MacDonald will never come back to you. forgotten shall never be your name. The love and the mercy of heaven be thine. Our love thou must ever claim. To us thou art Hector the hero, the chivalrous, the dauntless and true. The hills and the glens and the hearts of a nation re-echo the wail to you. Lament him, ye sons of old Scotia, ye kinsmen on many a shore. A patriot warrior, fearless of foe, has fallen to rise no more. Lament him, ye sons of old Scotia, ye kinsmen on many a shore. A patriot warrior, fearless of foe, has fallen to rise no more. Has fallen to rise no more. Janine. So Shanae is an Irish word. It's part of an Irish phrase. It's Shanae and Siegel. It is what it is. The end. I'm not done yet. I do have a second song. I sing it all the time, all over sings in New York City. I've collaborated on it with Brian Dolphin and Elizabeth Laprelle. It's called Eileen Aroon. There is a chorus, and you can easily figure it out. So let's just join in. Find the right key. And the words. When, like the early rose, Eileen Aroon, somebody knows it. Beauty in childhood grows, Eileen Aroon. When, like a diadem, buds blush around the stem, which is the fairest gem? Eileen Aroon, who in the dance so sweet, Eileen Aroon, who in the song so sweet, Eileen Aroon. Dear were her charms to me, dearer her laughter free, dearest her constancy, Eileen Aroon. I knew a valley fair, Eileen Aroon. I knew a cottage there, oh yes, Eileen Aroon. Far in that valley shade, I knew a gentle maid, flower of the hazel glade, Eileen Aroon. and chain, far across the bounding main, never to love again. Last one, make it count. Youth must in time decay. Beauty must fade away. Castles are set at war. Chieftains are scattered far. Truth is a fixed star. Sinead, well done.
Pamela G. Agaloos. And Pamela is going to be one of the performers. Sorry. Let me try that again. Pamela is going to be one of the performers at the weekend sponsored by the Folk Music Society of New York, which I believe is October 22nd, 23rd, and 24th at the Hudson Valley Resort in Cahongston, New York. And there's still room if you would like to sign up. I don't have the forms for signing up, but you could go to Folk Music Society of New York and Google it and you'll get to their website. But anyway, let's move on. Fred Arcoleo is someone I met through the People's Music Network. He is a teacher. He is also a songwriter. He is also a poet. He also produces shows. He's going to be producing a show for People's Voice Cafe later this season. He's done it for previous seasons. He's a young man, compared to me. He's a young man with a lot of important things to say, and he has the talent with which to say it. So without any further delay, Fred Arcoleo. Dean or John, when I'm not using the mic, can you just mute it so you don't pick up my coughs or sneezes or anything like that? Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. Nice to see you. Give me 1 second here, put this thing together. I'm really glad to be here, and I'm thankful to be invited to help raise some money for People's Voice Cafe. So I hope that people are giving generously as much as we can. And we got a lot of work to do, right? But I'm glad that there's music involved in the work because I think it makes the work a little easier and to understand and a little easier to do. So I have a couple songs for you tonight. They're new songs, pandemic songs. I'm working on a collection of pandemic songs I'm calling The Mighty Sustenance for the Struggle. And hopefully it will give us some sustenance. Isn't this a cool mask? When I first saw it, I thought it was kind of arrogant, but then I saw it signed by history, which is kind of cool.
What does it say?
It says, don't make me repeat myself. I think history is pretty frustrated with us right now. But, it's not a straight line, right? Well, so this first song, Steve and I were talking earlier. We were both agreeing that things have been crazy for the last few years, but truly, they've been crazy for a long time, and it's been upside down. That's what this song is called. People cheer when the rover lands on Mars like it was heaven sent. It
Looks so near, but it's so far. Me down here with a year of unpaid rent, trying to figure out how it got this way. Everything's out of place. That damn machine lands on its own 2 feet, while I'm lost in space. It's upside down. So they cleared the latest election. Now the gangs are settling scores. We best beware their false protection. They're gearing up for the next war. Half the countryside self-righteously, the other half grinds its teeth. And I'm left worried about all of my friends who still don't have enough to eat. 'Cause it's upside down. Yeah. I've been working all my life. I want something to cheer about that's not millions of miles away. I've been working all my life. It's about time I had my say. It's upside down. It's upside down. Billionaires' fortunes gone viral. Their stock market's on a stampede. They don't care if we're in a downward spiral, long as their profits guaranteed. Rich boys always taking all the credit, but one thing I know for sure, this whole system's a real pandemic, and we've got to find the cure. 'Cause it's upside down. Oh, it's upside down. It's upside down. But I know we're running out of time. We got to get ourselves out of this hell. Things feel very fresh and well, this last song of mine is I'm gonna title my CD after it. It's called The Mighty. And I started writing it for my coworkers. I'm a teacher, and I teach at George Washington High School up in Washington Heights. Thank you. And we've been going through a really hard time the last years, and so I started writing this for my coworkers. And then something funny happened. These workers went on strike at Hunts Point in the Bronx. Did you know about that? In the spring or in the winter, actually. And it was quite a thing to do in the middle of a pandemic, quite bold. And I don't know if you know this, but the warehouses in Hunts Point, there's 22 companies in the Bronx. This is like down home in the Bronx. And there's huge warehouses that stock 50% of the fruits and vegetables in New York City. Yeah. And you don't realize like essential, So, but of course the bosses were cutting their wages and health benefits right in the middle of the pandemic. So it was quite a brave thing for them to do, to go out on strike, and they eked out a little bit of something from the bosses. they said they won, and in a way they did win, but hopefully one day we will actually win, and we'll have a world that we can run in our own interest. So this song's called The Mighty, because I realize that it's not just my coworkers, but it's all of us. We're all part of the working class, and we all are mighty. We take a little clue from those guys at Hunts Point. So there is some singing you could do to this. I would love that. It's the chorus is, we are the first and we are the last. We are the mighty working class. Feels good to sing that. And sometimes, most of the time we don't feel so mighty. And the other part at the end, if you want to kick it out at the end, it's black, brown, and tan, woman, trans, and man, young and old, everyone who can. I hope you sing it with me. Let's see here. I can make this one work.
Are we supposed to remember all that?
Oh, you don't have to remember, you just have to sing it. Do you remember that all our adventures over the years, over the centuries, and I mention it because now, in terms of survival, we need to rise from the dead again. We need a revival. We are the first and we are the last. We are the mighty working class. And when you feel the most like hiding, I wish you'd take a look inside yourself and see you have a history. We have our ancestors who made sacrifices on altars of misery so we can stand here today. Feel this song and swing to this beat. Our music's so sweet, sing along. Oh, we are the first and we are the last. We are the mighty working class. Sounds good. And when you feel the most like hiding, I wish you'd know how good it feels to be fighting for what workers need. And we should have no illusions that the people in power will accept revolution, but that is what we need. And the world's on our shoulders, and in turn we are learning from the giants who came before us. Well, we are the first and we are the last. We are the mighty working class. And when you feel the most like hiding, I wish you'd know how much is riding on what we all do, what each of us do. We are mighty and we are fighting. We are the workers, we stand united, no more hiding, here it comes. We're singing black, brown, and tan, woman, trans, and man, young and old. We're gonna do it again. Everyone who can. We're singing black, brown, and tan. That's it. Woman, trans, and man, young and old. Everyone who can. Great, you guys all did pretty good for the first time. So we'll do it again another time. Every time we keep doing it, we remember it more. Anyway, I got some stuff outside, but thank you guys for doing this People's Voice.
This is Fred Arcaleo, once again. I think when the histories are written, it's not going to be the CEOs, it's not going to even be the politicians or the political leaders of any sort or the diplomats. It's going to be the people who delivered the food and who taught the children and who took care of the sick, who are going to be remembered, the people who nurtured us, the people who protected us, the people who educated us. So for the teachers like Fred and all the others, let's give it up again. Cleo Knopf is someone I first heard when she came to participate in the annual Pete Segal Memorial Sing that takes place at the John Street Church, right by the South Street Seaport. I believe it's the John Street United Methodist Church. And immediately I said, what an incredible performer, what an incredible voice. And then I found out she is really multi-talented. Cleo is also a dancer, choreographer. She's also a poet. But above all, she's an activist for human rights, for peace, for liberation, for equity, and for justice. And she's been doing it. She's not only singing the songs, but she's been walking the walk also. So here's Cleo Knopf.
Thank you. Hi, hold on a minute. So I shall unveil my face. Seldom do. This first song is called Pakani Pozdna, which in Russian means it's not too late, or before it's too late. It could have both meanings, and it was written by a Russian poet in the 1970s called Alexander Dobronravov, which actually means good mood, Alexander Good Mood. And he wrote this song against nuclear war and against war in general, and I was impressed by the imagery in the song and how much it resembles what I see of pictures of the planet suffering from climate change, and so I find it very topical. And there will be almost simultaneous translation. Is this on? While the planet еще жива is still alive, пока солнце, while spring мечтает весны, dreams of sun, жизнь предъявим, we declare свои права, the rights of nature, пока не поздно, пока не поздно. Земля как сердце, earth's the heart, у нас в груди. Здесь наше небо, it's our sky, и наши гнезда, our nest. Пока не поздно, before it's too late, ее спасти, let's save her. Пока не поздно, пока не поздно. Рядом, рядом, радость и беда, надо, надо, твердый ответ солнечному миру. Да, 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 ядерному взрыву. Нет, 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 peace, love and sun. Yes, 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 nuclear explosion. No, no, no. Злее atom, the more evil the atom, и все страшнее. Все ближе ужас, the nearer the terror. Разрывов грозных of the deadly blast. Еще немного, ночей дни, a few more days and nights. И будет поздно, it'll be too late. И будет поздно. Планета крикнет, the planet cries. Укрой! thy tucci from this cloud, und spirit than os noi, bearing death, u croi ut crows noi, save me from the wave of fire, Hakani postno, Hakani postno. Together with our joy and our pain, we must sing this refrain, world of life and sun. Yes, 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 nuclear explosion. No, no, no. Riadam, riadam, radast, ibira, nada, nada, tion, da, yet, solidno miru, da, 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 ramus miru, yet, tomorrow, umrut Maria, the sea will die. Umotnut ptitsi, the birds grow silent. Ustinut sosni, the pines grow cold. Ujenis mojish, zaiti zaria, there'll be no more dawn. Ibudit pozna, it'll be too late. Ibudit pozna. So we promise, stormy spatium will save it all. Our blue sky, Nadezhda звездных, a starry hopes, spatium planetu will save. Nasz dobry dom, our planet home. Pakani postno, pakani postno. Together with our joy and our pain, we must sing this refrain. Peace, love, and sun. Yes, yes, yes. Nuclear explosion. No, no, no. Riadam, riadam, radast, ivira, nada, nada. Tion, da, da, yet. Solneczno miru. I wrote a song about line 3 based on, actually inspired by a hunger striker. This woman went on a hunger strike to stop line 3, which is an oil and gas pipeline in Minnesota, and there's a big battle around it right now. On January 31st, 2021, an indigenous activist, her hunger strike begun to stop a dirty tar sands oil pipeline called Line 3. Her name is Tanya Albid, and she wants to keep our water oil free. Dance with the water protector. Sing her song along the waves. Dance with Tanya, hunger striker. Hers is the battle for our lives. Line 3 is the design of a Canadian oil company building their pipeline on U.S. tribal territory to send dirty tar sands under our pristine rivers, all the way from Minnesota to the Gulf of Mexico. Dance with the water protector, sing her song along the waves. Dance with Tanya, hunger striker. Hers is the battle for our lives. Line 3 violates the tribal treaty of 1855. The women dancing, singing, praying by the running river are being followed and arrested on their own land by U.S. police paid by Canadian oil. Dance with the water protector, sing her song along the waves. Dance with Tanya, hunger striker. Hers is the battle for all life. Once I stood on a jagged cliff near the bay. I watched a wave leap so high it touched the sky, and then it leapt down like a water lion of the sun. I remember water, how it danced like a life-giving woman. Dance with the water protector, sing her song along the waves. Dance with Tanya, hunger striker. Hers is the battle for all life. Stop line 3, say it again. Stop line 3, say it for the children. Stop line 3, keep the water oil free.
Cleo, Knopf? Really wonderful. And I had not expected to hear any songs in Russian tonight. Let's see. Gerry Siegel has been a friend of People's Voice Cafe. He's been a performer many times before. He's going to be performing again, I believe, on October 9th. Is that correct?
That's right.
When he shares the program with Ann Price, who goes way back. I think was here in the early 1980s and has been performing since. Gerry, you used to perform in that Hunter Hoot uptown?
I used to run the Hunter Hoot.
You used to run the Hunter Hoot.
That's right.
That's back when Lehman College was called the Uptown Campus of Hunter College. So what Gerry won't tell us is that even though he's only 78 years old, he's been a singer-songwriter for about 65 of those years. I am not exaggerating. This is actually true. So without any delay, Gerry Siegel.
Hi, everyone. Take a chance, wake up from a trance, step outside, be a guide to your circumstance. Don't try to hide, take the side of friendship and love. Take the time to realize life is filled with surprise. and some compromise. We've been so far apart. Now it's time to restart on the road to love. Half the world is filled with apocalyptic myths and abuse of power. Half the world denying climate shifts and making rules that devour people. Where do you stand and where do you go when they're coming at you nail and tooth? Look 'em up, look 'em down, look 'em straight in the eye and just tell 'em the truth. Take the time till you realize life is filled with surprise and some compromise. We've been so far apart, now it's time to restart on the road to love. Half the world is filled with apocalyptic myths and abusive power. Half the world deny climate shifts and making rules that devour people. Where do you stand and where do you go when they're coming at you nail and tooth? Look 'em up, look 'em down, look 'em straight in the eye and just tell them the truth. Take a chance, wake up from a trance, step outside, be a guide to your circumstance. Don't try to hide, just take the side of friendship and love. We're all taking a chance tonight. We're all taking a chance, aren't we? It's great to be back at the People's Voice Cafe. And this is a song I'm both very proud to sing, but also very sad to sing. 2013, I was asked to sing the song at the 50th anniversary for the People's March for Jobs and Freedom. And what is going on with the attack on voting rights, I still have to sing the song. I took a school bus on a night trip down to Washington. Back in August 1963. The seats were hard, the night was cold, but something kept calling me. I was feeling free. I was feeling free. The sun rose over the reflecting pool in Washington. I awoke to face the human sea. Black, white, tan and gold, as far as the eye could see, we were sailing free. We were feeling free. More than the friends we made, more than the cause, more than the 1,000 songs to like hell to get in the voting booth in November 22. And that's the best way we can remember Martin Luther King. More than the friends we made, more than the cause, more than the 1,000 songs to sing. We gotta fight like hell to get in the voting booth in November 22. That's the best way we can remember Martin Luther King. Fight for and remember Martin Luther King.
Gerry Siegel. Remember, Gerry is going to be back here on Saturday night, October 9th. They're going to do a little setup. I'm going to perform from here. I'm going to do a couple of songs. What happened there? So while they're getting me ready, and I think what we had was this off to the side a little bit. So. And this was down this way, so. What I would like to do is a couple more thank yous. I already thanked Judson Memorial Church. And imagine this, they are such great landlords that after we negotiated a rent, they actually reduced our rent. And they were the second church in the row that gave us a rent reduction. The first one was Community Church. So we really must be doing something right. Because I don't remember any landlord I ever had in my personal life who ever did that. I would like, in addition to Judson Church, thank Community Church. Even though we're not there, they've given us grants, and we're still. That grant is supporting this season. And I also want to thank the Folk Music Society of New York, also known as the New York Pinewoods Folk Music Club, its previous name. And they've also given us grants, and those grants help us to survive. But I have actually something very serious before I do a couple of songs. Most of our shows, historically, going all the way back to 1979, lost money. We usually did not break even in any of our shows. But we would have a few big events every year. We would have Holly Near, or Emma's Revolution, or David Aram, or Cy Khan, or somebody of that stature that would fill the place, bring in 180, 190, 200 people. And in addition, we would have a few benefits every year. Sometimes they were built around themes, Woody Guthrie Centennial or a Pete Segal Memorial. And by having a few benefits every year and a couple of big nights, we made enough money to carry us through. This year is going to be different though. Because of the COVID pandemic, this room, which has a capacity of 125, we have voluntarily decided to limit the capacity to 70, which means we're not going to be able to have any big nights. way. We could have benefits, but we're not going to be able to draw 180 people to them. So what we really, really have to depend upon is audience coming here again and again and again, as many times as possible, and giving us donations above what the minimum is, if you can afford it. Obviously, if you can't afford it, we welcome whatever you can give us. But think of giving us a little extra money, and think of coming here as often as possible, even if you've never heard of the act, even if you're unfamiliar with the genre, even if you say, I don't particularly know anything about that type of music that they're doing. Come anyway. First of all, we do not book schlock. You're not going to hear, you're not going to get a bad show at the People's Voice Cafe. The second thing is, while it would be great if we could have a Holly Near or Emma's Revolution or David Amram every night, that's not what we're about. We are about having a space that can have someone like Cleo or someone like Pamela or someone like Fred as a performer. They have things to say. They have the talent with which to say it. They should be heard. They need to be heard. And we need venues like the People's Voice Cafe that enable them to be heard. So support the People's Voice Cafe. Support it with your attendance. Support it with your donations. And if you can, speak to Sally about becoming a volunteer. Enough said. On January 2nd, 2006, 12 men went to work in a deep pit coal mine in the town of Segal, West Virginia. There was an explosion followed by a partial cave-in. 2 days later, only one of those 13 men, came out alive. 12 people perished. The 12 who died did not die from the explosion, nor did they die from the cave-in. They died from carbon monoxide and methane, an explosive mixture, sometimes called fire damp, that seeped into the mine after the explosion and after the cave-in. This is their story. Can you hear that steam whistle blow? Can you hear that steam whistle blow? It's shrieking and it's crying, says there's trouble at the mine. Can you hear that steam whistle blow? Usually I don't need a microphone. I'm one of those people who just sings as loud as possible, but tonight I'll be a little quieter. The refrain is the same in every single verse, so you're welcome to sing along. Let's try that first stanza again. Can you hear that steam whistle blow? That's right. Can you hear that steam whistle blow? It's shrieking and it's crying, says there's trouble at the mine. Can you hear that steam whistle blow? Can you hear that little girl pray? Can you hear that little girl pray? Can you hear that little girl pray? Bring my daddy home today. Can you hear that steam whistle blow? Recently, coal miners in Alabama were out on strike. They came to New York, down to Wall Street, to picket the corporate headquarters of their mining company. It's important to show solidarity. I heard some of my comrades say, these are people who voted for Trump. What do we owe them? We owe them what we owe any worker. Can you hear the mine rescue team? Can you hear the mine rescue team? Can you hear the rescue team listening for the miners scream? Can you hear that steam whistle blow? Can you hear the trapped miners choke? Can you hear the trapped miners choke? Can you hear the miners choke on the fire damp and smoke? Can you hear that steam whistle blow? Can you hear the mine widows moan? Can you hear the mine widows moan? Can you hear the widows moan? Gonna chill you to the bone. Can you hear that steam whistle blow? Can you hear the mine owners lie? Can you hear the mine owners lie? Can you hear the owners lie while another 12 men die? Can you hear that steam whistle blow? First verse and we'll go out. Let's even fade out. Let's see if we can do it quietly. Can you hear that steam whistle blow? Can you hear that steam whistle blow? Each man's cries as they struggle out the mine. Can you hear that steam whistle blow? Can you hear that steam whistle blow? Just gonna move the microphone, but it's an inch, maybe less than an inch, maybe a centimeter or so. It just seems like it's bearing down on me. This next song is not a song I wrote. No one knows who wrote it. It's a traditional song. It goes back to slavery times. It's in the movie 12 Years a Slave. It's called Roll, Jordan, Roll. The Jordan River appears in many spirituals, many songs that go back to slavery time. And I can't help but think that maybe the Jordan River is not the Jordan River over in the Middle East, not in the Holy Land. Maybe the Jordan River is the Ohio River. Maybe the Jordan River is the Niagara River. It's roll, Jordan, roll. It's roll, Jordan, roll. My soul's gonna rise to heaven on high when I hear that Jordan River roll. Let's try that. It's roll, Jordan, roll. It's roll, Jordan, roll. My soul's gonna rise to heaven on high when I hear that Jordan River roll. Went down to the river at Jordan, where John he baptized 3. I said to the devil, you get back to hell, 'cause John he baptized me. And it's roll, Jordan, roll. It's roll, Jordan, roll. My soul's gonna rise to heaven on high when I hear that Jordan River roll. Now some say John was a Baptist, and some say that John was a Jew. But I say John, he was a preacher man, and the Bible, it says so too. Ready? It's roll, Jordan, roll. It's roll, Jordan, roll. My soul's gonna rise to heaven on high when I hear that Jordan River roll. Now think about this. John says heaven's a-comin'. Now John, he says that to me. Says go and find that river Jordan. When you cross it, you're gonna be free. So it's roll, Jordan, roll. It's roll, Jordan, roll. My soul's gonna rise to heaven on high when I hear that Jordan River roll. The people who remember in the movie 12 Years a Slave, they were singing this song without a guitar, just in a circle. We're going to do it just like that. Roll, Jordan, roll very slow. It's roll, Jordan, roll. My soul's gonna rise to heaven on high when I hear that Jordan River roll. One last time, ready? It's roll, Jordan, roll. It's roll, Jordan, roll. Last time I said, my soul's gonna rise to heaven on high when I hear that Jordan River roll. Thank you. We're going to take a short intermission. Look at that, we're exactly on time. I can't believe it. We're going to take a 10-minute intermission. And before we do, I just want to let people know this is Joel Landy over here, also a school teacher. And Joel is the producer and director and cameraman and film editor, tape editor of a cable TV show called Songs of Freedom. So I believe that this program today is going to be converted into several episodes of Songs of Freedom. And over here we have Lev Pinsky, who is working on the live streaming. This is an experimental live streaming. We didn't advertise it. It's to a closed audience only. We're going to see if that works. And I also want to thank our technical crew. That's John Breitbart over there. And somewhere around there we see Friedman. So a big hand for all the technical people. And right now let's take a 10-minute break.
Has 5 more performers. One is me, I'm Sally Campbell. I've been around for quite a while. Then we're going to be having, I guess left to right, we'll have Deb, Grant, Gerry, Allard, and Diane. Where'd she go? Yeah, Diane Perry. She's coming. Here she comes. Here she comes.
Sally.
And last of all, yeah.
Okay, I forgot to introduce myself.
Yeah, I will. I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you. And then the last person is going to be Joel, but he's sort of back there because he's running.
I'm busy.
He's doing his multi-talented thing, you know. Now we have a really multi-talented person who has been helping out People's Voice Cafe in so many ways for the last several years. And first of all, I have to tell you, I'm wearing a button that says, Build Back Better. But if you look carefully, it says, Build Steve's Back Better. And our beloved Vicki Revere made these. It was her joke and her work. And our friend Steve, who was the MC at the beginning, in case you didn't know, he said somehow he never introduced himself. He's going to be going in for back surgery, so we're not going to see him again, most likely, until November, the end of November. So send him good vibes and whatever you do, prayers or light or whatever, good wishes for him to be back and have his back. Back better back. Anyway, so I wanted to also mention that it's just wonderful to be in a new space, but with some of our old friends, including this incredibly beautiful banner. And one of the people who helped make this a better banner is Vic, who's sitting in the back. And she used to do our food, but we're not doing food because of the COVID for a while. But she also did something else very beautiful. These are 1,000 folded paper cranes. They are folded from our flyers. Our People's Voice Cafe calendars because we do bright colors on our calendars. And that will be auctioned off one of these weeks. We haven't quite decided when or how that's going to happen. But if you have an interest in obtaining this beautiful thing, think about it and let me or Vic know, and we will consider it. This is a fundraising night, so even if tonight you see, oh, that's what I've always wanted, you can offer us a price, and if it seems, pretty nice, we'll let you have it. We'll see how it goes. All right, so that's that piece of business out of the way. So we're gonna have, again, one of these where we each do a couple of songs, and I'm just gonna do one song myself. This is one of my songs. It came to me on one of those Quakers, and if you see my name at YouTube or anywhere else on the internet, the word Quaker's gotten in the middle because there were 5, I think it was, Sally Campbells on YouTube, and some of them were very, very different from me. And I thought it'd be easier if people just put that right in there. But I didn't know it'd follow me around everywhere. So, anyway. So this is a song that came to me out of the silence, and it has gestures now, and I'd love to have you, as you pick it up, join me. And it's, to me, one of the basic messages that this society and each one of us individually need to learn. It goes like this. Slow down, open your heart, rest in the light, slow down, slow down, open your heart, rest in the light, slow down, slow down, open your heart, rest in the light, slow down, one more, slow down, open your heart, rest in the light, slow down. And if you want to hear more of my songs, one of these, I have one with me, but I'll put a few out again. I always like to give my songs away on a CD. So let's start with Bev Grant now. She hasn't been slowing down. She's about my age, believe it or not. And she may be having a birthday party this spring, let's hope, here in this general area. We'll see how it works. She is a photographer, she's an activist, and I think she writes the strongest, best, and most singable in many ways songs that are being written these days.
I'm slowing down a little. I'm going to be 80 in March. So that's a little phenomenal to me, thinking about that.
About 30.
Thanks.
Inspiration.
This is a song that I wrote after I read an article about a man named Scott Warren. You know, there's something very medical about, this looks like a drip, this. Doesn't it? Yes. It's kind of weird. Anyway, Scott Warren lives in Arizona, and he was part of is part of an organization that puts food and drink out on the desert for migrants to help save their lives. And he got arrested for that because Arizona passed a law they call harboring. And he was facing a 10-year sentence, but after first being convicted on acquittal, he won his appeal. But it inspired this song. It's called Bones in the Desert. The land turns to dust, and it drifts through the door. Children are dying, nothing grows anymore. Just withered old corpse and a dried up stream. The only hope left, an impossible dream. Desperation on the faces you see, driving them north, whole families, seeking promise, is waiting for their chance for life to start over again. But there's both in the desert, bottles empty and dry, once filled with water for the ones who pass by. Deterrence the weapon from the ones who patrol, who empty the water and empty their soul. Juanita, Carlos, Gordito y Sol left Guatemala, the northern border, their goal. All they could carry couldn't keep them alive, but the kindness of strangers helped them survive. Till they reached the border, slipped under the fence, the Sonoran desert gave them little chance. Took days to cross, no water for miles. Those who would help ended up standing trial. And there's bowls in the desert, bottles empty and dry, once filled with water for the ones who pass by. Deterrence the message from the ones who patrol, who empty the water and empty their soul. In Ajo, Arizona, where Scott Warren lives, there are others just like him, committed to give. We don't smuggle people, we just help them on their way. Now there's a law they call harbor we can't obey. When you think of the loneliness of those who will die miles from their home, yet underneath the same sky, you wonder what's left of our humanity, calling this a great nation with impunity. While there's bones in the desert, bottles empty and dry, once filled with water for the ones who pass by. Deterrence the message from the ones who patrol, who empty the water while they empty their soul. Material from reading, and this is another one. I found this story online a few years ago, and it's about a guy named Jimmy Weekly who lived in West Virginia. He was a miner, and the Arch Coal Company came in to, more recently after he'd retired, came in to buy up the land from all the people that were living on that mountain. And it was Blair Mountain, which any of you who know our history understand the significance. the thought of the top of Blair Mountain being blown off because it's easier for the coal company to get the coal out, right, than dig a hole, whatever. So Jimmy, though, I usually tell some of this story at the end of the song, but I don't have time to do that. So Jimmy refused to move, basically, and ultimately the Arch Coal Company went bankrupt, so Blair Mountain was saved. And there's a part here for you to sing. The chorus is quite singable. Join in whenever you want. I'll feed you some words. Name's been James Weekly for 70 years. I've never been one to follow. My neighbors are gone. I still live on right here in Pigeon Roost Hollow. Sometimes I think I'd like to see Paris, for I can't see it anymore. But there's something that's keeping me here on this mountain that's always been outside my door. And I'm the last man on the mountain. Nobody lives here but me. Me, Jimmy Weekly, and the Arch Coal Company. For 48 years we sat out on the porch. My wife, Sibby, and I. There was work in the mine, good and bad time. We managed somehow to scrape by. But then Arch Coal Company bought up the land to go the top right off the mountain. Well, just at the door, finally forced us inside. But we told them we ain't going nowhere. The last man on the mountain, and I'm the last man on the mountain. Nobody lives here but me. Nobody lives here but me. Each week, gotta wait for it. Me, Jimmy Weekly, and the Arch Coal Company. And the Arch Coal Company. Yeah, they offered us money like everyone else. Thousands of dollars to sell, but you can't put a price on the footprints we've left here on this mountain we love so well. Well, now Sibby's gone, but I'm staying on. It's lonesome without my best friend, but it starts my heart burning, thinking there's no returning to Pigeon Roost Hollow again. And the only thing standing between the company and Mount Blair is my beauty So as long as I'm breathing, I won't be leaving an archcoat. Can't just go to hell, 'cause I'm the best man on the mountain. Nobody lives here but me, Jimmy Weekly, and the Archcoat Company. Me, Jimmy Weekly. Thank you.
The amazing Bev Grant. And do I remember? Oh, that's good. See, we said we would clean the mic every time. It's fabulous. Yes, you did that. I don't know if that makes any difference. Bev, just one question. Didn't you get to speak to Jimmy Wheatley at one time?
I did, yeah. Well, I didn't speak to him, but somebody texted me at our Facebook, on Facebook. They asked if I was the person who wrote that song, and I said yes, and he wrote to me. He said, well, Jimmy is sitting right next to me, and he loves your song. Jimmy died a couple of years ago, unfortunately.
Oh, well, we all do, you know. Believe it or not, 100% guaranteed. All good dollars get born. That's the way it is. Right. Anyway, we have somebody very live to my left here, Gerry David Allard. And she, did I say it right?
Yes, he did.
I did. Oh my goodness. One of the great standards of People's Music Network, as well as People's Voice Cafe, and he's just a great guy, as well as a wonderful performer. Okay.
Thank you, thank you. And the unveiling. All right. People's Voice is so good to see you all and see you all live. This has been like the first live audience I've been in front of in such a long, long time. I'm so excited, and congratulations, guys, for coming back and your wonderful reopening. Oh man. So this first song that I want to do is called "Shame on You." For one or two of you who might know me in the past, this is my shadow song, because I think one or two of you took this class with me back in the days. So I said, I want to do it tonight. And this song it sounds romantic, but it's about a narcissist. And a narcissist could be a personal relationship, or a president, or something political. So I said, let me just try it tonight. I've been thinking of you for a very long time. And I want to talk to you, babe, get things off of my mind. I can't let this go on. The way that you see me, the tie that binds not strong, and I'm blaming you, not me. You say we can't get along, so shame on you, not me. The shame's on you, not me, baby. Yes, my dreams came true. There is more that I too cool to keep around. That's the way that you see me. Not too late to hit that ground. And I'm blaming you, not me. And I want to keep it down. So shame on you, not me. The shame's on you, not me, baby. Now I know it's true that heaven and earth will fade away, and I'm wanting you for some wrongs you got to pay. I was weak and you were strong. That's the way that you see me. And I'm too happy that you're gone. And I'm blaming you, not me. And I'll have to write this song. Shame on you, not me. The shame's on you, not me, baby. You need to come up a little bit, or you good? All right, wonderful, wonderful. So this song is called Miss America. Now, of course, it started with a nice relationship gone bad. But then I started seeing that, man, a lot of these things that I went through in this relationship was, you know, I think we go through it politically too. What they say when they're like spitting in your face and calling it rain. So that's how I end up making this comparison. So this. So we're gonna have fun with this song. Actually, I never did a song in front of anybody before, so I usually do open mics, but since COVID, I haven't been able to do it. So it's gonna be fun. Don't try to tell me what to do. Don't tell me, baby, I love you. Don't tell me that I'm so much fun. And go and kiss another one. Just go. Don't tell me that you apologize. Don't sit there and you're feeding lies. Don't say that it's in my mind. But you know you fucked that other guy. Just go. Leave me alone. Just go. Leave me alone. I just don't think we're gonna make it. I was just so blind by love to see your silly games was just the last straw. Just start running back to me. Don't tell me that we make it through. How was you for me and me for you? Don't lock me out about your crew. Cause you fake you're playing with a fool. Just go. Leave me alone, yes. Just go. Leave me alone. where the like instrumental comes in. But you know, I have nobody to play with right now. But you know, I could do some like ad-libs. Yeah. Or we could get a rapper, you know, or a reggae rapper or something like. But you know, I'm not a reggae rapper. But we'll go back to the chorus. I just don't think we're gonna make it. I was just so blind by love to see your silly games was just the last room. Just stop running back to me. Don't tell me that you apologize. I sit there and compromise. Don't send me pics out like you like. Cause you know I know that it nice. Just go, just leave me alone. Just go, leave me alone. Just go. Thank you. You guys are always amazing.
Thank you, Gary. That was just great. And many people didn't know that in the back we had the tradition of People's Voice Cafe of people dancing in the back. Marilyn and Bronco were just going nuts back there. It's great. So all these old traditions that we have, it's just wonderful. Now we have a wonderful woman whose name is Diane Parry, and she has many instruments that she likes to play, in particular the violin and the piano. But tonight she's going to be playing two of her other instruments. One is the guitar and one is her voice. And she says the two songs she's singing, one is to be a love song and one's to be a protest song. So I said to her, well, protest songs can be love songs too, you know, because if you don't love something, you're not going to protest. And so I'm looking forward to hearing these. She was to have performed last winter, like a lot of other people, but here she is now, and hopefully you'll be seeing her again soon as well on this very stage.
Thank you. Yeah, I was scheduled for January 2020, 2021, excuse me, with a wonderful singer-songwriter friend of mine, Carla Ulbrich. If you don't know her, you gotta check her out. It was gonna be Laughter and Tears. She was gonna be the laughter part. So you can guess which one I am. Let me just check if I'm somewhat in tune. So yes, I'm a classically trained violinist, and it's kind of hard to accompany yourself on the violin when you sing. And I wanted to save them the trouble of pulling out the piano, so I'm going to do one of my tunes. Yes, you raised your hand, Mike.
Yeah, what about the Mike, the old, New Lost City Ramblers? You ever tried that, where you stick the violin on your ear?
Mike Segal used to do it.
All right, that's an interesting visual. I'm going to have to think about that for a little bit. So this is a love song that I wrote, a sad love song. I mentioned the tears by. It's called My Favorite Picture. My favorite picture, all-time fave, in the album in my mind. You squint at me as though in pain, or investigating crime. Your head is down, your lips are drawn, your eyes, they're like a I know it only means you're struggling to resist me. At the time, as we stand near the fire, in the picture in my mind. The sound I hear inside my head, your fingers gently make, so tenderly the tones that skip, just like pebbles on a lake, and your guitar is singing like the love song I wish for, as dissonance turns consonance and falls down to the floor. Revealed, your heart is flowing out, just like the music played for beauty's sake. The sound of love inside my head, your hands articulate, your arms, your voice, your gentle nature, that sacred state of grace, the heart, the help, the giving, memory never will erase. And yes, I know it's circumspect at best, but I swear that it is true. I never can nor will forget that first moment I saw you. Inside I felt my broken heart had then prepared a place for the stranger, not a stranger. Once my eyes discerned your face. Ooh. The scent of your skin still remains upon the shirt you lent. I clutch it, and your nearness looms as my plane starts its descent. You should have traveled here with me, but we squandered all our time. I can't accept our chances lost. The picture in my mind says I will never be the same. I've got to get back to the picture in my mind where I am standing there with you. To the picture in my mind where I'm standing there with you. As I said, my main instrument is violin, and usually I accompany myself on the piano, and neither of those are traditionally folk instruments, but I have a very interesting folk instrument for my next tune, so let me just get that. So, you know what, I'm gonna stand up for this one. So this is called, let me see if I can pronounce it correctly. What You Got. Because if you play What You Got, it's a folk instrument, right? Okay. So this next tune is I guess for a slightly younger generation that doesn't remember or wasn't born yet when Kennedy was shot, I think we're all going to remember when we heard about George Floyd. And so this was a song that I wrote. I was driving my pickup truck in Nashville from the Lowe's after picking up some stuff that I needed, and I heard it on the radio. And a friend was with me, and I had to pull over the side of the road because I had tears coming out of my eyes and I couldn't see. And then the next couple of days, I started hearing about all of the protests. And I'm not going to say I was happy, but I was gratified to hear that people had finally had enough. And this is a song, it's called Another Drop of Rain. There was a town upon a river that flowed into the sea. They didn't care about the mountains, they're so far away from me. Till a storm in the Highlands that was raging every day caused a flood upon that river, and it washed that town away. Oh, every river is 1,000 drops of rain that fell in the mountains every day. And every injustice is like another drop of rain that will swell like a river and will sweep you away. When there's a man, a woman, a child that's thrown into a cage, victims of violence or poverty or our national disgrace, needs a home, a job, a doctor. Why must I still explain every time we deny them? It's another drop of rain. Because every river is 1,000 drops of rain that flow in the mountains every day. And every injustice is like another drop of rain that will swell like a river and will sweep you away. There are forces trying to stop us, oh, but righteousness is strong. Don't just sit there on the sidelines or you're helping them do wrong. If we all will join together, we'll be like a hurricane, because every injustice is another drop of rain. Yeah, every river was 1,000 drops of rain that fell in the mountains every day. And every injustice in the kitty for the fundraiser, and that's after paying tolls, parking, and I'm very happy to do so. So if you can afford that, or if you can afford more, or you can afford $1, please put that in. And I forgot to bring some CDs. I have them in my car about 4 blocks away. So after the show, if you're interested, and I will donate any proceeds to People's Voice Cafe. Thank you very much. My name is Diane Perry. Thank you.
We have such amazing artists. I don't think I had heard you before. Fabulous, amazing. The variety. Have you noticed what a sampler of our kinds of things that Steve Suffet has booked? He is the most amazing booker.
Well, I told you that we do not have schlock at the People's Voice.
I know, and you're not schlock Suffet either. Right. Well, we have one more performer, and his name is Joe Landy, and one of his instruments is the video. And his Songs of Freedom has been going a long time, and here he comes. What else would you like me to say about Joel? Joel, I want to get you up here, so come on up. Yours is great.
I'm going to ask myself. Yes, singfreedom.org. You could be looking for in the next couple of weeks. Also on the Manhattan Neighborhood Network, and just come to singfreedom.org and you can find out when the episodes are playing. Hello. Good to see you. Oh my goodness. So, if you ever look at the television, you put it on, you go, I'm going to get some news, and you end up going, that's stupid! That's really stupid! Oh, what a coincidence. This is September 18th. The Legion of the Clueless was in Washington again today. The insurrectionist zombies. So, you've heard some brilliant songs. I mean, that was totally awesome. We've heard some really brilliant music tonight. Smart songs, clever songs. So now we're going to sing a stupid one. Well, Marjorie Taylor Greene with a grin on her face. Conspiracy theories, Jewish lasers from space. People eating babies, staging murders in a school. Insurrectionists in Washington are breaking glass and rules. Grifters and gaslighters and all the willing pawns. It's the state of our democracy. There's stupid going on. It's stupid. Oh, yes, and when I sing, it's stupid, you say, or scream, or express yourself. It's stupid! It's a cathartic song. It's stupid. Stupid. It's stupid going on. It's so stupid. Stupid. Stupid going on. I said there's so much stupid going on. Well, Marjorie's in the House with no committee seat, but when stupid is elected, oh, there won't be a retreat. No, Trump is still the president. That's what supporters said, and Pelosi is deserving of a bullet to the head. Get rid of Democrats until they all are gone. Oh, this is what I want to hear when stupid's going on. It's stupid. 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 Stupid going on. Oh, it's stupid. Stupid. Stupid going on. I said there's stupid going on. Well, forget about the riot. It's time to get along. You can't arrest the former president for doing wrong. Besides, inciting a riot doesn't have to be a crime. So send your money to his club when you spend time online. The media is guilty. Put your trust in QAnon. Anything is possible when stupid's going on. It's stupid. It's stupid. It's stupid going on. It's stupid. Stupid. Stupid going on. I said there is stupid going on. Well, if you don't like what you see, you've got to draw a line. You know, criminals belong in jail. They should be doing time. And spreaders of the big lie should be held to account. And those who don't condemn it, well, they should be voted out. And if you think that worse can't happen here, dismiss it with a yawn and celebrate with fear and hate and stupid going on. It's stupid. It's stupid! It's stupid going on. It's stupid. Stupid. Stupid going on. I said there's stupid going on. There's too much stupid going on. I gotta leave the room because there's too much stupid going on. Some people have to leave their party. There's stupid going on. Stupid going on. Yeah, but not everything is stupid. Some things are quite serious. Can I just move this over here a little bit? Thank you. Are we going to lose row?
No.
Looks like we have some work to do. I wonder why it's the men who make the rules of who shall die and who goes to better schools, of who is born and whose rights we can deny. It makes no sense, I wonder why. I wonder when this grand compromise was made. I wasn't asked my opinion, I'm afraid. And now I see precious time is passing by, and there's no change, I wonder why. Why does everybody seem to understand answers they care to deny? Won't someone tell me? At least lend a hand. But you're silent, my friend. I wonder why. I wonder why I am told to watch my health, while those who speak get to sell it for their wealth. It seems for different people, different rules apply. Don't you agree? I wonder why. Loving parents teach their children not to fight. They come forth nightmares in the middle of the night. They take assurance that their child will never cry. Then they rape the world. I wonder why. Why does everybody seem to understand answers they care to deny? Won't someone tell me? At least lend a hand. But you look at me strange. I wonder why. I wonder why people scream for law and might. That's how it's been. We still don't have it right. What are we doing? Let's give knowing that a try. What? Don't think we will. I wonder why. Why does everybody seem to understand answers they care to deny? Won't someone tell me, at least lend a hand? Have you nothing to say? I wonder why. You are turning away. I wonder why. Is this how it will stay? I wonder why. And Kevin Allard. Thank you. Songs are feeding, seems feeding better.
So, we have come now to pretty much the end of the show. And we're doing our very best to keep everyone safe here. This is great. I want to say thank you. Thank you to all of you for coming, despite every reason you might have not to come. It's so wonderful to be back. It's just so wonderful to see everyone. And thank you to every performer. We're going to be having a closing song in just a minute when I finish giving all these thank yous. In particular, Steve and Marilyn and our sound crew, Dean and Teresa Maria, and Teresa, I got it wrong backward, and John. And by the way, if any of you have even the slightest inkling of wanting to know how to run the sound, we have a new system in a way. It looks a little bit like the old one, but it's apparently somewhat easier, and they really could use some help on the sound. We also had a whole bunch of other wonderful volunteers in the front lobby and then down here as well to make sure, and we put up the banner, and we have all these little jobs to do. We had Martha, and we had Marta, and we had Karen, and let's see who else we had. Oh, we had Lev and Vic, and let's see, did I miss anything? Oh, Brent was, I got met by Brent and Wendy. Brent made those cards that we all have to fill out. By the way, if you keep coming back, you're not going to have to show your vaccination card again, because you've done it. And we have you alphabetically arranged. So come on. Why? Isn't that a nice reason? And did everyone know that they're entitled to an N95 mask if you want one? We have bought some of those in case anyone wants one. Anyway, so I think they sort of got put there without being told too much about it. Did I miss somebody? Who did I miss? Looks like I did. There's somebody here. Or I said Karen. There's me. Okay, I think that's it. So here's our closing song. Will everyone who was a performer come on up and be behind Steve? And
Cleo and Joel.
And Cleo and Joel are going to also be here in particular.
Steve this side and they out.
Okay, Barney's already up. Go next to Steve. And anyone else?
All the volunteers will make a nice big arc.
Or everyone.
Nice and slowly. There's a man by my side walking. There's a voice within me talking. There's a word that needs a saying. Carry it on, They're lying stories, send their dogs to bite our bodies. They will lock us in their prison. Carry it on, carry it on, carry it on, carry it on. But their lives gonna be forgotten, and their dogs gonna lie there rotting, and their prison walls gonna tumble. Carry it on, carry it on, carry it on, carry it on. If you can't go on any longer, take the hand of sister and brother. Every victory gonna bring another. Carry it on, 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 one more time, carry it on. The song's not gonna stop. Ready? There's a man by my side walking. There's a voice within me talking. There's a bird that needs a saying. Carry it on. Carry it on. Carry it on. Thank you. Sally is going to tell you how you can help us put the chairs away. Here's Sally.
Yeah, Ray Corona always said to complete your folk music evening event, help stack the chairs. We have 4 racks. You have to look very carefully at the rack. It says back and front. Be sure the back of the chair is stacked on the back side, or it'll fall over, I think. We haven't tried this yet. Only 29 chairs per rack, and there are 4 racks. So if you can help, please do. And we'll see you again and again and again, I hope. Thank you. The sound was so amazing in here. I can't believe it. What is your name? Landy.
Out of like 6. Yeah. So I kept.
But you needed the proper meter.
Down to 34. actually at 34 it was okay, minus the jaws, of course.
Want to make a note of that because
Yeah.
Paul thought it sounded perfect eventually.
Good. Okay, good. Good. Might be able to do it, but I think overall it's great. It worked out. The only
Pretty absurd for capable of doing this work. Controls on it.
where does this go? So that one, they said this is good for like a so I shouldn't be